Hello, welcome back to the series on the dark night of the soul. My name is Vanessa. I'm a healer and lightworker, and I'm here to help you. In this video, I want to talk about something that is helping me greatly, not just in my dark night of the soul that I am currently going through, but that has been helping me even before this point. And that is the removal of the meaning that I have given many things. And coupled with that is allowing things to be. So, two of my favorite spiritual teachers, I have so many, but Eckhart Tolle and Ram Dass, they said something early on in my spiritual awakening that really stuck with me. And Eckhart Tolle, he was giving a speech and he was talking about just allowing things to be and, whatever, if things are good, then that's okay, and if things are tough, then that's okay. He was talking about sitting on a bench, being cold, and just saying, okay, this is okay. And this really just stuck with me. And Ram Dass gave an example when he was speaking about waiting at a train station that wasn't going to open for 2 days in India. And it was this really um, um, really kind of like situation that most people would have been really miserable in. But he was just so happy. And how this is able to happen is when we get closer to source, ourselves, really. So when I say source, I'm talking about ourselves as well. So when you get closer to that part of you, which is what is happening right now, which is what's meant to happen in the dark night of soul. So we have one foot in the world and one foot out of the world with source and connection to oneness. So we're living this duality right now where we haven't fully let go of the world and our identity in the world, but we are still connected to the oneness and to source. So what happens is the closer that you get to source and the more that you identify with not identifying with anything, because when you are source and when you're connected to source, as you may know, like if you go into a meditation and you connect to that deep love, there's just a fullness and a wholeness, and there isn't a need for anything, and there isn't a need to label anything or give it meaning. Things just are. And so I've applied this in my life, and I just allow things to be, and I absolutely remove the meaning, which a lot of the meaning that we give things is just comes from the programs, from programs that we have, from the way that we were taught that we are, people are, society are, the way that things should be, or the way that things shouldn't be. And a lot of this also is patterns, mind patterns that we get on, loops of thinking where we don't even realize that we've got momentum on this way of thinking and we just don't even understand what's happening. And this used to happen to me all the time. And it plays out in behaviors, like you don't understand why you are getting up in the morning, you're not giving yourself any time to get ready, and you're just rushing to work, and then you wonder why. Well, you don't wonder why, but what you are is you're just tense all day, and that's what you keep that momentum, that you keep going, where you're rushing yourself through your day, getting through to the next task and the next task and to the next thing. But what we can do is slow that down, and we can just be in the moments and not make them mean anything. So, whatever we're doing, if it's a task and you're doing dishes and you have to clean the house, you aren't thinking, oh man, I wish, I had a maid and I have to clean, and look at my, roommate, they are always leaving stuff around, and, you're just cleaning and connecting to source at the same time. And you aren't giving any meaning, it just is. It doesn't mean anything. So this has really helped me to really transform, and it's helping me now in my dark night of the soul, because even though you see me smiling, and it's weird because I'm really happy because I'm connected to source, but also I go through these moments where I'll just start crying for, out of nowhere, and that's really out of character for me. I'm a big crier at movies. I can really I'm really touched by, films, and the compassion that I have for other humans really shows up in that way. But when it comes to my own life, it is really rare for me to cry. But during this dark night of the soul, I'll find myself just overcome with emotions and I can start crying. So, but instead of looking at that and just making it mean anything at all, I could make it mean a lot of things. I could make it mean that, I'm not doing good, or, I'm sad, right? Label it. No, it just is what it is. What it is I just cried. And that's it. It doesn't have to mean all these things, and you don't have to attach labels to things, and then you just get on this endless spiral of thinking. So when you let go of this need to label and define and find the meaning of things, then we open ourselves up and allow ourselves to connect to a peaceful place, which is a place of just being and allowing and non-resistance. So try this in your day. Try to start removing the meaning to things, the labels to things, the labels to yourself, what this day means, and just try to slow down and enjoy the moment. Because you'll find that, well, I found that even when I'm doing tasks, like even when I'm at work, or when I'm doing a chore, or something that I don't necessarily, I maybe wouldn't choose to be doing, I can still find much enjoyment in that and doing that, as long as I'm not having that meaning where it's like, oh, I shouldn't have to do this, or this means, whatever it means. We're constantly flooding each moment with all of this meaning, which we could give it 1,000 other meanings, maybe more. There's just endless possibilities for the meaning that we can give each and every moment of our lives. So once we're aware of this, we can start to see that it's kind of just chaos to do that. And the more that we can just step outside of that and just realize that it isn't necessary to do that, that we just are in the moment. Whatever is happening just is happening. And the more you do this, you will find happiness in everyday tasks, in things that you normally didn't enjoy. So yeah, this has been really wonderful. I encourage you to check out Eckhart Tolle. I'm sure many of you have heard of him. If you haven't, definitely check him out. And Ram Dass is just one of my favorite spiritual teachers. I just love him. He's so human, and he he makes it like okay to be human, because we are. Although we are spiritual beings, we are having a human experience. But the more that we can learn how to navigate this human experience, and to learn some of the patterns and habits that we have that are not serving us, we can begin to release these things and change. And I don't know if you're like me, please let me know in the comments if you're feeling like I am, if it resonates with you when I say that I am whole and complete and happy, and then almost it's like I'm being ripped apart. There's like this other part who is really in the dark night of the soul. So I'm experiencing things simultaneously often, and it's interesting. So let me know in the comments if you are experiencing anything like that. Let me know your experiences with the dark night of the soul. Please comment and subscribe and hit the bell. Thank you so much. I can't wait to connect with you soon, and I will.